Hi, everyone. I'm Lenny Pinna,
And I'm Bonnie DeCasey.
and together we're
We're
Ecclesia
Ecclesia
Arts.
Arts. I'm so happy that you are on today with Ecclesia Arts because we have a lot of updates to talk about. So, if you're brand new to Lenny's channel, Ecclesia Arts is an outgrowth of something that started approximately
A little over 30 years
little
ago.
over 30 years ago, Ecclesia Theater, and it has grown into his new project, Ecclesia Arts, and it's going to continue. So today, there's a lot happening. Lenny has not been on for a while for good reason.
Mhm.
If you're brand new to Ecclesia Arts, we're going to talk a little bit about his book, A Face from Uranus, the TV project, and where everything's going. So why don't you just kind of share what's been happening in the past couple of months?
Sure. I just want to back up for one moment for those that are new to just say that Ecclesia, which is what Bonnie referred to as started over 30 years ago, was a concept of arts that bring or draw an eclectic different elements together and brings out the best of all of them. And its model came from the Greek theater in that was about Ecclesia, bringing the civics, democracy, and ritual and arts all together in one venue. So that was what the overall arching idea of Ecclesia Arts is. So, as she mentioned, we had theater over 30 years ago. Then in recent iteration is Ecclesia Arts, which I published the book A Face from Uranus, correspondence between Ted Burr and Henry Bellarmine, 1943 to 1945. The outgrowth of that is a TV series called In the Name of Jamie Wakefield, Too Pretty for a Boy. Together, Bonnie and I produced a pilot for the series, which is on the YouTube channel. Also, the subsequent 5 episodes are also on the channel. They are done as dramatic readings. So something happened about 6 months ago, and that is that I had Bell's palsy come upon me, which meant the right side of my face was paralyzed. I did go on and do some of the readings in the condition I was in. And, I made the best of it, put it that way. But when the readings were over, I still had a lingering, side smile and a little crookedness, and it made my speech a little bit, blurred here and there. I was not really ready to do something else. And the other thing is, the TV series is now out there. Bonnie and I have done all this work to put out the TV series, a website, which
There's
Bonnie
actually a website in the name of JamieWakefield.com.
Is amazing work that Bonnie put together. This. Please tell them a moment about that.
Yeah, so in conjunction with the book and the TV series on YouTube, which just celebrated the 1-year anniversary.
100th year anniversary.
Well, for 10, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That's so funny. Yes, it was a 1-year anniversary for
the TV.
And a 100-year anniversary of Ted
Burr. 1 in 100, exactly.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious. I'm so sorry.
So what happened then is, in conjunction with the book and the TV series on YouTube, we also created a website together. I did a lot of the tech work. Lenny did the creative. So much of him is in that website. The shades of the coloring, everything. You can see behind us this quilt, this beautiful quilt. There's a lot of different elements of Lenny, and that goes into everything that he does with Ecclesia Arts, and it all falls under that umbrella. So the website is a combination of both our aesthetics, and what's nice about the website, it's in the name of JamieWakefield.com. It gives every piece of the project, from the original movie that Ted and Lenny did in 2000.
In 2000,
yeah.
Yes.
And then it goes to the book, and then it goes to the TV series in the name of Jamie Wakefield. So if you ever want to pass any of this information along to anyone, read all about it. I'll have the link to the website below, but that's where you're going to start because it has everything.
Yes. And Bonnie is amazing at doing the back work to make all that happen. So it was amazing.
Thank you.
So this project that we're talking about, the book and the series, was actually a 24-year project for me. And so it's actually sort of hit a plateau. We've done everything we can do to put that story out.
Mm-hmm.
Our major goal is for that TV series to someday be fully produced by a big production company, say, Netflix or Amazon Prime.
Paramount.
But yes, somewhere where they can fully realize this period piece. But until that happens, until the right people discover, or we bring it to their attention, or the connection happens,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of waiting there at a plateau.
Yes.
Well, while I was sort of recovering from Bell's palsy, there was also, what else am I going to do? And it was, I've had a lot of things Bonnie has been talking about, quilting, but I also have a lot of plays that I wrote.
Yes, Lenny has an entire file cabinet
full of plays.
That
started when I was in my 20s in New York City. And I have one-act plays and full-length plays. And because I did some acting in the series, In the Name of Jamie Wakefield series, it kind of also awakened me doing dramatic readings again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, a next outgrowth could be that I reach into my file cabinet of plays and that I start to share some of my plays with you in dramatic readings. And so the other part of that is these were meant to be on stage. These are stage plays. Well, I'm now thinking that this is also an opportunity for me to not play all the roles in a dramatic reading, that these have characters that I could now bring on other people as actors to play some of these parts, and that I could actually become both actor, but also step back and be a little bit more directorial and bring it together, bring it all alive again that way. And so, because we've done so much collaboration, both on Bonnie's channel, Queen of the Girl Geeks, our t-shirt and tote company, Bonleo, the next thought for me was, well, I have my very first play, a tiny little 15-minute play called A To-Do Today, and it's a 2-character play, and it's a man and a woman in their 50s. And I thought, instead of me reading both parts, I think I could have Bonnie read the other part.
I'm actually excited about that too, because I love being drawn out of my comfort zone, and I'm excited to try something new. I just recently, I read the play a long time ago. I mean, I knew like parts of it, but I mean, it's been 25 years since I read it. I just reread it. And oh my gosh, it just resonated with me so much as a woman now in my 50s. I mean, when I read it the first time, I was in my 20s, and it wasn't as like, it didn't hit me as hard. But now it was like, wow. So I'm excited that Lenny has invited me to try something new.
So we're going to collaborate now on being in a little play together.
Yes. I'm very confident that Lenny's direction will get me there.
And what I'm really pleased about, and I like this to be characteristic of a lot of my work, and that is because there's I try to dig in deep to themes that have a universality.
Yeah. These
plays, interestingly enough, have a kind of timelessness to them.
Yes, it's so exciting, because when I read your play, the 15-minute one, I'm like, it's more poignant now than it was 30 years ago. It's amazing.
Yeah, and so that's really exciting too, is to actually bring some material to you that was created actually this one maybe 35 years ago, because I was in my mid to late 20s.
Oh, okay.
But when you hear it, I think you'll go, this is like
he could have read this yesterday.
And that really pleases me, is to be able to share something that has a universal theme of humanity in it.
Yes.
And so look forward to, in October, maybe early October, when I get back, because Bonnie and I will have to be in the same location for that. So when I get back to Ohio to work with Bonnie, that will be our opportunity to also film this little play, A To-Do Today. And it will be it's going to kick off something new. I'm going to look though for the future to start asking some people who are actors, young actors, older actors, to get involved in some of my future plays, and we're going to be putting those on as well. So
yeah, I think this is really exciting because I feel like what's nice about what Lenny's done with Ecclesia Arts, the channel, is it was never really meant to be just for In the Name of Jamie Wakefield. It was an outpouring of his entire creative journey. If you go back in the channel, there's a lot of Q&As. So if you're brand new, definitely check out the Q&A section because
all about Lenny.
Yes.
She convinced me you need to do a video about all of your artistic life.
Yes.
So if you really want to know about why I'm eclectic and why this is Ecclesia,
yes,
check out All About Lenny.
Yes.
Just to get a background in why this channel is going to even diversify even more.
Exactly.
With now some stage plays.
Yeah, because when you first started the channel, like my excitement was, oh my gosh, you have a platform for you as an artist.
Yes.
And that really made me like go, wow, you can now showcase a lot of what you're doing.
Yes.
Which is exciting to me because you have a lot to showcase.
And though, as an artist, I have to fully acknowledge and recognize that it takes other people, especially someone very special who has the talent and the skills to understand the art that I'm doing and is able to translate that into the technical aspect, the video medium. So my work can come alive on YouTube because I have Queen of the Girl Geeks, Bonnie DeCasey, as I'm going to call it a machine. She's a machine that allowed me to plug my art into this forum.
Well, you know what's interesting? You know what you plugged your art into? I just had what's so interesting is because, I mean, I don't want to say old school in a negative connotation, but Lenny is a classically trained director and actor, which means that your work took place pre-social media.
Yes.
A lot of what you've done. And it is very difficult for artists a lot of times to translate into new social media. It's emotionally hard. It's technically hard. And that's a huge challenge, I think, for today's, and like I say this, I don't, we're both aging, but it is. I mean, that's a valid, I think, concern for a lot of men and women in their, over 50 and 60 to how do they work in today's society?
I've actually talked to some of them and I tell them I'm very fortunate. I have a person that helped me translate that. I could never have done it by myself. My skills weren't of this set, but I'm allowed to bring my skills because somebody has the other skill set to help it be translated in this form.
So that's one of the things that I'm proud of as part of Ecclesia Arts is that I've been able to take such a brilliant artist like Lenny and showcase him on a medium that isn't always the most comfortable place to be. And that's something that actually Lenny and I have both talked about intensely. Actually, how do we navigate this social world? And that's something we might even do a video on one day because it's interesting, I think.
So together, our skills combine, our aesthetic combines, and we're able to bring out some content now that actually has some past roots, deeper roots.
Exactly.
And it's really fun to
I'm
bring
excited.
them into the now and the today.
Exactly.
I'm excited too.
I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think all of you are going to enjoy our process because we don't have it all planned out.
No, we let things unfold.
Yes.
We keep collaborating and
Yes.
the next step happens.
Yes. So, and I think that's what the most fun for me is that we have ideas, but we don't know what's going to completely happen around the next corner. And that's the art for me.
Yes. But we do trust ourselves in what we do.
Absolutely.
But we always stretch ourselves to do the next thing.
Exactly.
And that's how I think both of us, that's how she's been in her
Exactly.
expertise, and it's what I've been in mine. I'm never just staying right where I'm at. I'm always stretching to where's the next place I can build upon what I've already done.
Exactly.
And that's what we have in common.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's why together we're now able to do some other things together because we built enough together that now we can stretch ourselves together.
And the final thing Lenny's been working on that I find interesting. So during your Bell's palsy, that was challenging. What you have been able to do though is garden.
Yes, I've been able to work in the garden, and I've been able to like redesign my garden
it's like
and
an
transplant
extension of your art.
It really is. You know, well, when you're a creative person, you find any outlet to do what makes you feel like you're being creative, and so the gardening has been very important to me this summer.
And that's been kind of nice because instead of just like shutting off and saying you have no artistic outlet during this time with your, your face and stuff, you've been able to go in the garden and create and redesign, and it's almost like an artistic process. Like, what comes next?
Actually, it actually helped.
Yeah,
it actually helps. Everything feeds each other.
Yes,
so
exactly. So that's kind of like I think the theme of what we do is everything feeds each other.
Yes. So we wanted to give you this update to know that you're going to be seeing some new content on Ecclesia Art's YouTube channel, and we're both excited to share it with you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us once again.
Bye-bye.